Hello everybody! What do you call someone who has done something thrice, has been disappointed each time and then returned for another dose? That's right, a YouTuber. Now, this is a box which I just received, and if you don't know what's inside judging from the title of this video, then I'm not going to spoil the surprise. So here we are, let us begin. This is a knife. This is the box. I honestly hope that this is getting recorded. Because if it doesn't, that's going to be a rather silent content. So, as you have gathered from the title of this video, this is a Sensah ARX 13-speed group set, or at least a bundle sold on AliExpress, for which I paid about $110 or something like that. This is the Derailleur. It is very similar to the Sensah ARX, which I reviewed I think 2 years ago. To be honest, it's almost identical. However, as you can see, this pivot here, the P knuckle, or no, this is the P knuckle, this is the B pivot, and the main pivot. Anyway, the main pivot is slightly different because there's not any presence, any sight of that massive adjustment screw which was just tensioning the spring here. Now it's going to be the moment of truth. Does this derailleur have a clutch? And the answer is no, it doesn't. Thus, this is not a good look for Sensah. However, let us not be judgmental. Otherwise, this derailleur from the first glance is kinda solid looking, to be honest. It looks kinda nice, but the XRX was also nice, and we all know how that ended. Everything is rolling smoothly, the finish is pretty good. This, and this is aluminum. The cage is made of steel. The pulleys appear to be rolling on cartridge bearings. Unfortunately no clutch, but XRX had no clutch either. And this is something I'm going to be guessing, but it seems like the pull ratio might be different than Shimano Mountain, because the size of these levers here is suspect. What I'm getting at, however, is that the product from the first glance seems to be nice, and if I'm right with my, well, with my suspicions here, this might be at least to a degree armed at a gravel market. On the other hand, this is the shifter, so let's pull it apart. This is the shifter. It looks just like the previous version, so the XRX, except the graphics is silver now instead of being red. Now let us count the clicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, so 13 gears. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You can downshift, upshift. You can release one gear at a time, but dual direction, so like Shimano, no surprises here. You can upshift or get to a lower gear by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 gears at a time, kind of impressive, to be honest. There is, I think, it seems to be like instant release, because when you move the paddle here, the cable gets pulled instantly. That's a good feature. Would it just... there you go. And it seems to be pretty solid build. However, an anecdote, with the previous group set, not only the derailleur was suspect, actually it wasn't working correctly, but also the shifter wasn't working correctly. So either Sensah used their own pull ratio and the shifter was married to the derailleur, because with the previous group set it was almost like Shimano. However, the last gear wasn't pulling enough cables, so if you wanted to shift 12-speed cassette with the previous shifter, it just wouldn't work. So in the end I managed to, well, I just threw away the derailleur, the previous one, and the shifter. However, let's be honest here, I'm not going to be judgmental all that much. The first impression here is pretty good, everything looks pretty solid. I don't have a scale to measure it, but I can get one. I hope the battery isn't dead. Yep, there's still battery here. Resetting, updating Windows. The weight of the derailleur is 350 grams, kinda lardy. And the weight of the shifter is 122 grams, kinda regular. Alright, now the main attraction of the freak show, of course, is the chain, right? I mean, it's always the chain. Now I am perfectly aware that it's lying that it is a KMC 12-speed chain. It's factory lubed, so unfortunately if you want to wax it, then you'll have to make do. Now on AliExpress I think I've got a different chain promised with this one, but I'm not going to complain, considering, or if this is a genuine KMC product, but obviously it comes from China, so it might not be, but it's kinda long, as you would expect. I think 126 links. Seems to be branded KMC. Whether it's genuine, I don't know. Let's measure this. It's 5.3 millimeters. So 12 speed. Now of course I was kidding. This is the main attraction of the freak show. This is a 13. So free gift if you need one, because you have not enough trouble in your life. What is this? Some packaging. 13 speeds. Now I don't know whether you are educated enough to count or to such a high number, so I'm going to do it for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So there are 13 speeds in this cassette. Now the question you are all asking is that, can you mount this on a standard mountain hub? And from the listing on AliExpress it seems that you can't. And if we compare this to this 12-speed cassette, the same one I reviewed a long time ago, if we put them side by side, it appears I need to check this, and I need to make a side-by-side comparison. Now, if you're interested in the sequencing, this is 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, 23, 28. Let me count this. Interesting. I forgot how to recite this from memory. Must be getting normal again. 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, 23, 24, 26, so this must be 24. I can't recite cog numbers out of thin air. Once again, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, 23, 25, 26, so this is... I'm genuinely lost. Once again, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, 23, yeah, 26, 30, 34, 34, 40, 46, 52. The sequencing is actually pretty good. The bias is on this part, and for general writing on the 38-ish cog you would be using mostly this section of the cassette, so the wear is going to spread pretty evenly. Generally speaking, the sequencing is fine. We'll see about how it's going to be in the quality department, and judging from the listing on AliExpress, you can only mount this on an 11-speed compatible Rode hub, the ones where the free hub is 1.8 millimeters wider than regular hubs. And of course the extender and the lock ring, which is surprisingly tiny, to be honest. Maybe I'm just biased. The cassette is branded Sugek, and apparently it is the cheapest brand on AliExpress. So this is the group set in the first glance. Oh, I didn't weigh the cassette, so let's do this right now. The cassette is weighing rather hefty, 750 grams. Considering this has no clutch, this thing is going to be an adventure. Anyway, let's compare the cassette side by side and see whether they just added another cog, or alternatively they narrowed everything so that the 12-speed chain still works, but the cassette isn't even wider than it was previously. And there you go, they just added another cog. This is our 13-speed Wonder, and this is the previous contender, the 12-speed. And there you go, another entry to the never-ending quest of we should have stopped a long time ago, but we somehow kept on going. Now, I'm going to install this to my cross-country bike, because it is one of the two bicycles I own which can actually accept such a cassette, because it's wider than usual. And since my road bike has been recently retrofitted with a 3x12 for, well, that kind of duty, I'm not going to be messing with that one. However, the cross-country is free for all at this very moment. And I guess I'm going to be reporting in a month or two, or however time it's going to take. I just foresee that it's going to be kind of annoying, because no clutch, heavy cassette means a lot of inertia to deal with. I'm not looking forward to this. Anyway, maybe I should make a 2x13, because I can. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you were entertained. I hope you are going to leave a big fat like on this video, because YouTube algorithm is based on that, I think. That's what everyone seems to be implying, and I'm not going to be bothering you or boring you anymore. See you in the next video.